shade strong. No sunlight, no breeze for days on end, debating everything from whether it's even necessary or Israel there. It has a long-standing tradition of religious tolerance going all the way back to our days as an English colony, thanks to our founding members being Quakers and thus really understanding of people not really following their faith, unlike other Protestant colonies. Yeah, the Quakers, they go, other Protestants, you have to be like on the same page. Ben Franklin, Ben is everywhere, and he is involved in everything. We're actually going to see his parade playing on Black Mirror. But the street plan here in Philadelphia, where we have these nice 90-degree angles and these 1/10 of 1 mile blocks, makes it easy to plan around. That whole system actually dates all the way back. I'm not just pulling this out of my hat, folks. But as I'm going, the north-south streets are numbered. The east-west streets are all named after trees originally. They would plant one of that tree at every corner. Because even if they couldn't read, they could still tell trees apart. On account of that's where the food came from a lot of the time. Over on the left here, we got the Ben Franklin Bridge. One of several bridges links us across the Delaware River and in New Jersey. Next place. So yeah, so the literature schmuck comes up with that intersection, and he would look up the street, oldest continuously occupied street in the nation. You look on that, that's pretty much exactly what the streets would have looked like back in the Revolution. You know, we started up over on this side of town, right next to, as I said, the river, the Delaware River, that outlived every man she ever married. And for your pirates by trade. Go figure. No electricity. Over on the left, we've got the Quaker Meeting House, where meet the people who started this colony, the lovely Quakers. And over on the other side, on the right, we've got this bust of Ben Franklin here at the firehouse. Of course, Ben started one of the first fire companies in town. And yes, when I say company, that was actually literal back then. Private businesses took care of the firefighting. You have to know all that. That statue, you may notice, has a bit of a texture to it. It's made of donated keys and pennies. Keys, of course, the famous key with the lightning experiment. Pennies, because of over 200 years after. We also have the Constitution Center here. A lovely place to learn all there is to know about the foundational documents of the United States. And of course, people have helped shape it over the centuries. Fun fact, though, we don't have the actual Constitution. That's still down in Washington, D.C. Plot twist, though, they don't have the original Constitution either. No one does. It's lost. Probably in the bottom drawer of a very old investor. This one, when it's open, you can take a tour of the whole process of taking old money out of circulation. And if you take that tour, you come out at the end with a nice souvenir. Up there. Permanent art exhibit 13 silent bells right outside the door. Symbolic, of course, of the silent struggle of African Americans going all the way back to the 13 colonies up through, of course, today. And next door to that, we have a parking lot. And over on the left side, now get your cameras ready, folks, and have them ready by the time we hit this next cross street, because on the right, we will be passing the Chinatown Friendship Gate, and you will want a photo of that, I guarantee it. So be ready to snap a photo as you pass. That gate was a gift to us from Gates. I'll say it, we got the better end of that deal, didn't we? Right here we have the Pennsylvania Convention Center, where, of course, this place was first built in '93 for the Democratic National Convention, and then it was expanded for the Republican National Convention, and then it was expanded for the Democratic National Convention, and then the Republican Convention, the Democrat, the Republican, and back and forth and back and forth. They have to keep one up to each other now, don't they, folks? Until at this point, it's the size of 3 American football fields inside. It takes up almost 4 city blocks, and they physically cannot make it larger without rebuilding it in order to re-engineer the supports and allow it to go up as well. And of course, as we're going along here, folks, over on the left, this other building, Reading Terminal. Yes, the Reading Railroad Terminal, or for what it's known today as Reading Terminal Market. And yes, it's the Reading Railroad Terminal, not Reading. You're not affiliated with the Bar Burton or Reading Rainbow. Our next stop coming up right ahead of us, folks. please kindly keep in mind, folks, the safety rules on the bus. Number one being to please remain seated at all times. There's probably 25 fall over and get hurt. And number two being what they call a masonry building, which means there's nothing holding this thing up except the stone it's made from. No steel girders, no iron beams. It's covered in some 250 different sculptures and carvings all over the surface, all the way for done by the same guy. Kind of helps explain why it took 30 years to build it, not that big. And of course, over on the right side, we have this building that looks like a church, but is not a church. This is, of course, the Masonic Temple, meeting house of the Brotherhood of Freemasons. And yes, when I say Freemason, I do mean the conspiracy theory ones. And as we're going, folks, we're coming up to Love Park. We're going to be dropping a few folks. Not yet. And the old folks. I'll tell you when it's okay to get up. I'm just hollering it out to double check. Over on the right, we've got the famous love statue going by there. Long postcards. Look close, though it's smaller than you're expecting. As we come to Love Park, I will note that this park was originally designed by Mr. Edmund Bacon, father of esteemed American actor Kevin Bacon. So there's your 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. All right, coming up to stop 6 here. Hold on until we come to a final stop. Got that curve a little bit, folks. It's rough having to work around the other trucks parked right up our backside. And once again, that's why it's only me that's allowed to stand up when in motion, huh? Yes, folks, Monopoly was invented by a local Quaker lady. Now, being a Quaker, that lady intended the game of Monopoly to have a message, and if you're wondering, that message was a critique of capitalism. That's why Monopoly always ends in arguments and speech in Atlantic City. Shall we say, I tell you, you'd rather play something that was not in fact accurate. Flags, of course, all the nations of the world have a population presence here in Philly. Now, most of them are not that order, but there are a few exceptions, such as over on the right, we have the Cathedral Basilica of Saints Peter and Paul, folks, which, if that's confusing to you as a name, head Catholic Church in the area. Nice and simple. Anyway, for stop number 8, Logan Circle. All right, so that's a no. As you're going around on the left, we've got, of course, Logan Circle, one of the best fountains I've ever seen in town. This is, of course, one of the original 5 parks set aside by our founder in the city street plans about 300 years ago. Now, he, of course, did not design this park, but he did set aside 5 different plots of land in the city street plan for any other English cop here to be kept as open green space. And I think that we kind of have that now, haven't we? Over on the right side, we have the central branch of the Free Library in Philadelphia, one of about 17 branches throughout the city municipality. Of course, it's pretty cool. Why don't you go to the Free Library and you go to Ben's library for free? Of course, Ben, clever guy, that's why we got one of everything named after him. We got a bridge named after him, we got one of those 4 parks named after him, we got this road named after him, and we got the Franklin Institute named after him over to the left of the bus. We're coming back to this later, but I love to introduce you early because, like any student educated in town, I've been there at least a few times on field trips. Give you a sense of the sort of things in the Franklin Institute with government workers. So not the most mature guy to ever have a pilot's license, was he? But check this out. We got the figure out front here, folks, but look behind him at the main building. Those big black metal doors back there, you can see the carvings illuminated beautifully. The figure is not originally a solitary art piece, it is a work piece. household sculpture trick. You build it big first, get all the detail in that you can, and then you shrink it down onto the main piece, which in the thinker space is those big black metal doors. You've got head that size on the upper crossbar of the door frame, looking down over everything. Now, those doors are extremely popular, especially for wedding photos, folks. But they do have a name. You know, Inferno. I wonder how many of those wedding parties we got ahead of time, huh, folks? Also a strange shape, and it is notably the first building in the U.S. designed by a female architect. Now, why would she design it in such a odd, double concave, triangular way? Well, see, Miss Fleischer was her name, and indoor gardening was her game, literally. She was a very avid indoor gardener in her spare time. She designed the building in such a way that every apartment would get an equal amount of sunlight throughout the day for gardening with. And it worked out just about perfectly, folks. Right up until some schmuck built this thing next to and cut off one line.